My name is Matilde García. I am a pharmacist specializing in essential oils, and today I am here to present it to you to tell you why I believe it is a very important therapeutic tool to know about. First, essential oils, when used properly, are safe, effective, quick, and practical. We can use these essential oils for a variety of pathologies and disorders. But first of all, what is an essential oil? An essential oil is a natural extract that we obtain from a plant. Aromatic oils are obtained through extraction systems. What are they? To have an essential oil, we need an aromatic plant, and to subject the part of the plant we want to distill to a steam distillation process. In this way, what we achieve is, after a process, to have a final product that is a 100% natural extract, a 100% natural plant extract, and within it, we have biochemical molecules that will be responsible for its therapeutic action. In order to use it for a health problem, we must take into account the ideas and quality criteria. The oil must be called essential oil, to make a silly point, but tea tree oil is not the same as essential tea tree oil. So we need an oil that is an essential oil that is 100% natural, pure, and that has undergone complete distillation. We need to be sure of its botanical species. It is not enough for it to just say eucalyptus. We need to know if it is Eucalyptus globulus, Eucalyptus radiata, or Eucalyptus spica. We need to know the name and surname, that is, the genus and species. And then, even if we already know the genus and species of a plant, we need to know what its chemotype is. This means that we need to know exactly all the biochemical molecules present in that essential oil, because we will not always obtain all the molecules exactly the same from a particular oil, as the plant will produce slightly different oils to adapt to the environment in which it lives. Therefore, an essential oil from a rosemary plant that has grown, been born, and developed in very warm countries will not be the same as one from very cold countries, where there is a certain degree of humidity and a certain amount of rainfall. So, we try to ensure that it is a quality essential oil so that we can use it therapeutically. I will tell you a lot in the course about how it is done and how we can exactly distinguish and differentiate one quality from another. But assuming we have a quality essential oil, how are we going to use it? How are we going to administer it? Well, it will depend a lot on the pathology. Whenever we are talking about the possibility of using an essential oil for any type of disorder, the chosen method will be topical application. Why is topical application the best? This is because essential oils are lipophilic and have a low molecular weight. In other words, they are oils that will penetrate very easily, providing their therapeutic action directly, quickly, and effectively. If I have a problem with bone pain, or for example, circulation issues, the oil will be applied topically in a much simpler way. And how is it applied? Is it applied in powder form? Well, the reality is that there are essential oils that are dermocaustic, others that are skin irritants, and others that have no issues. If we are not sure, the ideal is always to dilute it with a little vegetable oil. How do we do that? Well, I will give an example. For instance, I have here an essential oil and a vegetable oil. What would I do? Very simple. To make the topical application, I would add a couple of drops of vegetable oil, okay? And then once I have the vegetable oil, I would add a couple of drops of secondary oil. Perfect. So, I would move and apply it, for example, if my elbow hurts. This would be the topical application. It would not be for other pathologies. Why? Because, for example, for an infectious disease, for the flu, for a general problem, or for a digestive infection, they need to be taken orally. In this case, it would be the same. I would take it orally, either in drops or, depending on the essential oil we use, if it is dermocaustic. We would then need to prepare it in a more complex way. It is very easy, for example, to prepare a small piece of bread and swallow it in large amounts of vegetable oil and swallow it. We would see this. There is also the inhalation route, which we usually use when we seek something, either for respiratory conditions like a decongestant, or when we want something that will act on our nervous system, for example, lavender. What we want is to calm ourselves. We can do it directly like this, or we can also apply it to our wrists and inhale. It smells so good. There is also the inhalation route, which means the route that enters through the nose, but it would be in a diffuser. It's another system, but in some cases, it's a diffuser to spread it in the environment. What we usually look for here is either prevention of infections or effects on the nervous system or also on the respiratory system. And one last method is through VAOs. VAOs are not recommended for asthmatics, pregnant women, and babies. So, well, those are the different ways. But in a very quick way, I have explained to you what an essential oil is and how it will be used, as well as the different methods of use depending on what we are looking for. If you want, I can give you some examples to make it a little easier for us. Let's think. For example, I am trying to talk to you about pain, muscle pain, for instance, from the musculoskeletal system. My knee hurts a lot. If my knee hurts a lot, the ideal thing would be to look for an essential oil that is anti-inflammatory and analgesic. It would be ideal for knee pain. If what I am looking for is to relieve that inflammation and pain, I will look for example, an essential oil like wintergreen or the essential oil of blue eucalyptus. They are essential oils that are anti-inflammatory, analgesics. How will I use it? Well, it's very simple. The best way if it's for pain is to use it topically. What will we do? I will apply it to my hand, as we mentioned before, for example, with a knee and wintergreen. Since 2 drops is probably too little, I can use 4 or 5 drops of vegetable oil and 3 or 4 drops of essential tea of wintergreen, and I would apply it topically on my knee, which is where it hurts, using massage to achieve good penetration. I will explain to you in the course that wintergreen primarily contains methyl salicylate. These molecules are very effective, but they have contraindications. For example, this methyl salicylate, which is so easy to apply, should not be used on people who are allergic to aspirin, on those using oral anticoagulants, on small children, or on pregnant women. However, for the rest of the people, it can be applied simply by diluting a little because wintergreen is irritating and can irritate the skin. We do it this way, and there is no problem. What advantages does using this vegetable oil and wintergreen have over buying an anti-inflammatory cream that we can normally sell at the pharmacy? They work well, but what advantage does it have? Above all, it will be absorbed in much greater quantity, so the effect will be much faster, more effective, and with less active ingredient. It will have more active ingredient at the site where it hurts. Therefore, the effect will be greater, but the charm or the magic, what I want to try to convey so that you like it, as much as I like essential oils, is that I can personalize it. That is to say, my knee hurts, and I have given you an oil. I have recommended a pain-relieving, anti-inflammatory essential oil, such as wintergreen. But if what hurts me, for example, is the pain from standing here all the time, or working, or those pains that sometimes occur in the lower back, which is a pain that really will not only need an essential oil or a drug or an anti-inflammatory active ingredient, but if we also add an active ingredient or a drug that is truly a muscle relaxant, then it will be much better. Why? Because here it really isn't a pain that is dry, a great inflammation. What is pain accompanied by a muscle contraction? So if I apply an anti-inflammatory and an analgesic, but also add an essential oil that is a muscle relaxant, will be much better, and we will achieve a much more potent effect. In this case, we would mix the vegetable oil with rosemary chemotype camphor, which, as in the previous case, cannot be used by pregnant women or small children. However, there is no issue with aspirin. If we combine the two, there are always maximum doses of essential oil that we can use, but in the course we will learn what they are and how to apply them. We can add a few drops of water, a few drops of rosemary, and chemotype camphor, and what we achieve is a vegetable oil that is simultaneously a muscle relaxant, anti-inflammatory, and analgesic. Therefore, the effect will be very, very, very typical, very effective, and it will also catch attention because we will notice it right away. If we are talking about the nervous system, well, in this case, I would recommend a mandarin or lavender, for example. Let me know what you think. No, it's just that we are very nervous. I am very nervous, and what I need is something to feel a little calmer. Well, I can recommend or indicate that you can use lavender or mandarin. In this case, you can directly take the container and inhale. There is no need to make any mixture, and I can use both lavender and mandarin. I will tell you that it depends on the age of the person, if we are talking about a baby. We are talking about a small child, so we might not apply it directly in the container. Instead, we use vegetable oil to carry it and perhaps give a little massage or use a roller. In short, different things. I have already mentioned an essential oil for pain, and I have talked about one, for example, for nervous stomach. There are also essential oils that work very well for the season we are in because they boost our defenses. They are immunomodulators or even immunoactive, helping us to have more immunity. For example, could be my dear Rabinsara. In the case of Rabinsara, it should be used differently depending on our age, whether we are pregnant or not, and many other factors. However, something as simple as an essential oil of Rabinsara that can be used by inhalation, topically or orally, will depend on our age, and we can achieve a stronger and more prepared immune system for what is coming now, which is winter, and to try to avoid infections and to be a little stronger. Well, the essential oil world is certainly a complex one. It is a very interesting world. If you learn to handle them well, it will give you a very powerful tool for treating diseases. Furthermore, it is evident that one must always be very clear that there are some diagnoses and criteria for referring to a doctor. That is to say, I was telling you that for knee pain or muscle pain, we can use it. Evidently, if this pain makes us stiff, with a stiff head, or if we notice some kind of PTX, especially if it's a child, we need to see a doctor. At no point do I want you to think that essential oils can replace a doctor's opinion. It is always to help and always under certain referral criteria, but it is a super effective treatment that you are going to love, and I hope you come to the course to see it because it will be very, very interesting.